Long way, get this shit a long way, hit the long way, long way, hit the long way, 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 shit, long way, long shit, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long, gotta get the shit a long, finish rich, yeah. Gotta get the shit a long way, gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand, she be trippin' every day, she be trippin' every way, but I gotta get this shit a long way, yeah. Tryna get money every single way, tryna get money every single day, yeah. Get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. I'm feeling like we be the new slaves, yeah. We gotta finish rich, no, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand rich. She don't understand, she just gotta get rich. She don't understand, sometimes we gotta hit lit. No, we ain't hit lit, tryna get the long way, yeah. Tryna get the shit the long way, yeah. Coach is tryna wrap up a entree, yeah. Told you the other day that did my phone strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way, yeah. Yeah, get the shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like a phone way. My name is Tori, and I'm playing games up to nothing Tori. Yesterday she told me that she about to leave, I said fuck it bitch, we gonna get some money. I said fuck it bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I went and got some money, yeah. Cause we gon' get the shit the long way, we gon' get the long way, yeah. Back and forth like the pong way, yeah. Man, I'ma get the shit the long way, get the shit the long way. Just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy. You gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day. We be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, for yeah. So we gon' get the shit the long way, 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 yeah, we get shit the long way, yeah. Cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, yeah, we gon' get the long way, yeah.
What up, everybody? Remove. What's going on? Hello, hello, hello. Let me remove this. Okay, remove. Hello. Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is LJ Young. I am the founder. What's up, Pedro? I am the founder of SMD, and SMD is not me. SMD is a family of people that think like me. And what is that? I'm here to share my gift. And my gift is that I know something that billions of people don't know. Billions with a B. Okay, understand this. Billions. That capitalism is psychological, positive, and negative. This is a mathematical fact. All right. This is not a theory. I'm not making this up. Now remember, everything I can say I can mathematically prove. So that means it's true. So with knowing this, with having this God-given knowledge, obviously it's a gift from God, obviously, right? with this knowledge, I understand on the negative side are where debt slaves live. Okay. Debt slaves are people that believe they can own with absolutely no money of their own. People that believe they can buy houses with mortgages. People that believe they can buy cars with car loans. People that believe they can save for retirement while having a mortgage. Those are debt slaves. Those are people that do not know everything they're doing in their lives is not mathematically true. None of it. But the psychological part is this. They don't know that, okay? But you got to remember, it's a choice, because the people in the debt matrix are choosing not to trust the calculator. They're choosing it. They could just, a person with a mortgage that believes they have equity in a mortgage house, all you got to do is open up the calculator, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal. You see that large negative number? That's your equity. Why is that your equity? Because you didn't have the money to buy the house in the first place. So that tells you that what you're saying is not mathematically true. But the psychological part is this: all you have to do is believe it. And see, even with me saying the word believe, that's even the wrong word. All you have to do is trust it. Because math is never wrong, ever. Nobody in the history of mathematics of the world have ever broken the laws of mathematics. So all you got to do is trust it. And then once you do that, you come to the positive side. Once you come, this is what I do. I help you own yourself. Okay. So I bring you from the negative side and participate in the same system, but positively. When you come here, you don't cheat on your taxes. You report all your income. You tell them where all your money's at and what bank accounts and how much CashApp, like the big CashApp rule that's coming out right now. I don't need them to tell me. I just tell them, hey, look, I made $2,000 off that CashApp last year. I don't care, as long as they know. I don't care if they decide to do what, as long as they know, because cheating on my taxes would be cheating on myself. Do you guys understand that? When you come to the positive side, taxes help build wealth. The psychological part is debt slaves don't know that. That's why they fear the IRS and taxes and say taxes are keeping them down. Anybody, listen, anybody you hear say they get emotional about taxes or taxes are the reason why they can't do something or live somewhere, that means they don't understand how taxes work. How do you know? They're getting emotional. Why are they getting emotional over a word? Taxes is a word. No different than the word pencil or hammer. But you get emotional. If you get emotional of the word taxes, that means you're on the negative side. Taxes are the debt slaves are everything. They're everything. Your credit report proves if you're a debt slave. So all you got to do is log into your online credit report, look up your total debt. If that's a large negative number, that's how much it's going to cost for you to own yourself. That's how much it's going to cost you to get here on the positive side. Do you guys understand? And when you come here, you will see you can do anything. You can become, you wouldn't think about being a pro football player. You'll be thinking about being an NFL owner. You wouldn't care about how much LeBron is making. You would say, who's paying LeBron? That's who you want to know about. You don't want to know about how much LeBron is making. You want to know how the person who's paying LeBron. That's what you have to understand. That's when you get to the positive side. If you want to be that, that's what I do for you. But first, I bring you here. Once you get here, you immediately know that you know something that billions of people don't know because capitalism is all over the world. It's everywhere. It's all the same. It doesn't matter. Different flavors, whatever. But every single capitalism, debt slaves are the majority, period. This is all you got to do. Do people in Canada believe you can buy a house with a mortgage? It's there. Do people in Australia believe they can buy houses with mortgages? Yes. What about in the UK? Of course. Yeah, they're everywhere. You're just on the wrong side. All you got to do is become on the positive side, and then you can see everything. Like here, let me give you an example. Now that I'm on the positive side, now I've never been to the UK ever. Never. Okay. But now when I look at like the king and queen's castles and all that other stuff, you know what that tells me? That says generations of people that know what I'm telling you right now. That's generations right there. Do you understand? When you see stuff like that, that's called generational money. Generations of people that already know this. Do you understand? Because it's true. Now, I'm not here to disrupt anything. I'm just here to help people participate in the same system positively. You come here, you pay whatever your share is. And like when you come to, listen, let me explain something to you so you guys can understand. When you come to the positive side, you create a particular pattern that debt slaves don't know exists. Everybody can see it. The banks, the IRS, whoever, the feds, whatever, it doesn't matter. They can see a particular pattern when you understand how it works, because cheating on your taxes would be cheating on yourself, because once you understand taxes build wealth, if you cheat on your taxes, you're cutting down your wealth. Why would you do that? Nobody's hiding anything. All you got to do is say, hey, how much do they print $100 for? 8.6 cents. Then which one is it worth, $100 or 8.6 cents? It doesn't matter, because money is an illusion for debt slaves. It doesn't matter how much it costs. It's you guys, debt slaves. When you come here, listen, let me explain something to you. Then we're going to move on to the topic. When you come to the positive side, and then you turn around and see what happens to you guys, you see how it all works. You see how debt slaves, you see how slaves are created, not physically, but psychologically. You clearly see it. It's crystal clear. It's like, oh, that's how you guys collect that many debt slaves for a generation. I'm going to give you an example. PPP fraud. You guys don't know this, okay, on the negative side, but only debt slaves would ever steal federal money that's that easy to get. You don't have to prove anything. Just say you own this and you had that many that, and here's $1 million. Only debt slaves that have no idea how things would work would do that, because they tell you right there, hey, if you steal this money, that's a federal crime. We're going to own you for your entire life. That's what that says. And all that lawyer stuff, I'm going to sum it all up. It says, if you steal this money, we own you for life, because we're going to give you so much money. Listen, they're giving you guys so much money that you've never, ever, ever seen in your life, ever. So if you've never seen it, that means you've never earned it. And then once you get taxed with it, that's it. You're never getting out of that. That's forever. That means you're owned for the rest of your life. Do you guys understand what that means? That's the psychological slavery, because only debt slaves would commit PPP fraud. When I saw the money and they said, hey, this money's for this purpose and you must do it for that, I didn't pay attention to it anymore, because I didn't have any of the qualifications that needed to get it. Why would I look at it? Anybody, listen, and anybody, if there was somebody even out there that came up to me and said, hey, man, I know a quick way to get some PPP money, I said, get away from me. And that's what I would say. Get away from me. That person would no longer be my friend. Why are you talking about federal crimes? Get away from me. Get away from me. Do you understand? They're trying to bring you into, that's a perspective of the world. But anyway, let's get to the topic, okay? First off, I want to say congratulations to Apple, okay, on their Apple Vision Pros. And I've always known Apple was going to be the first ones to build the first virtual world, because you guys don't understand. There's a race going on right now. You guys don't really get it. When you're a debt slave, you guys don't really understand, but there's a race going on right now. And Google's not going to be the king of information gathering anymore. There's a race to see who's going to be the top AI engine for you guys to go to. Just like you guys say, Google it all the time. Google had to earn everybody always saying, hey, Google it, Google it. They had to earn that. So right now, there's a race to who's going to be the best AI engine, because you guys don't understand. Information is gold, baby. Information is gold. Every question you ask Google, that's gold, baby. That's gold. They know exactly what you guys are looking for, where you're trying to go, man. And whoever comes the top AI engine is going to be the kings. And here comes Apple. They said, fuck all that. We're about to be the top virtual world. We got millions of dedicated followers. Millions of dedicated followers. They already knew the physical phone was going bye-bye. They already knew that, okay? They knew the physical phone's going bye-bye. They already knew that. Once you put these goggles in, everything's going to be in here. Nobody's going to want to take off the goggles. Hey, yeah, let me text you. Okay, I'll text you right back. And put the goggles back on? Nuh-uh. Congratulations, Apple. Congratulations. They have the money. Apple's where they're at because of their product is quality. That's why it's worth the money. Hey, listen, it's worth the money. I don't care what they charge, it's worth it. Because their product is quality. So I knew whatever they was coming out with, it wasn't going to come out until it was quality up to a point to where they only can get to a particular point before they have to put it out to you guys, and then you guys find the rest. Okay, you can't. There is no other way to figure out your product. You know, you only can bring it to a certain point, and then you got to put it out there to the people, and you guys will find the stuff. But anyway, whatever it is, they're going to be the first virtual world that's going to be. And let me tell you something. This is what's so crazy. Okay, so you guys can understand this. All right, I have a gift. Okay, and I keep telling you guys my gift. So whatever financial system Apple comes up with inside of their virtual world, it has to be based on capitalism, debt slaves, because you guys don't know anything else. They can't go in there and start some kind of different kind of money system because you guys won't understand it. That would take too long to reteach you guys all that stuff. So it must be based on capitalism. So I'm going to take my gift from the real world and I'm going to put it in each and every virtual world, because I don't care who it is, Apple, Samsung world, whoever world, they have to base it on capitalism. It doesn't matter. And it's all psychological. So what's happening is you're allowing people like us on the positive side to be multi-layer millionaire and billionaires everywhere, because you guys are going to be financing shit in each and every single virtual world. Now, you guys got to understand this. Listen, listen, I want you guys to understand this, okay? Understand this. Apple doesn't get to choose how much their goggles are. Did you guys you guys know that? They don't get to choose any price they want. That's up to the banks. That price is totally up to the banks. Because what if Apple says, hey man, we think our goggles are worth $5,000, and the bank says, well, we don't think so. They don't get to charge $5,000. You know why, debt slaves? Because you guys have no money to buy anything. You guys understand that? You guys have no money to buy nothing. So without them, Apple's goggles don't get sold. You guys understand that? Like, say like this. Say like Apple said, you know what? We're not letting you guys finance anything, and we're not letting you guys use credit cards at all to buy our goggles. Do you know none of those goggles would sell because you guys have no money? So that decision is up to the bank. So the bank probably said, hey, we say $3,400 or whatever, $3,499. That's it. That's all how much we're going to finance these damn goggles for these debt slaves. You think, listen, if Apple said, hey, you know what? We're not going to allow you guys to use Apple's AfterPay to find. You guys cannot use Apple AfterPay to finance these goggles. You know those goggles wouldn't sell? You guys know that? They have to do that, debt slaves. You guys have no money. This is how you tell. If you're a person that thinks you can afford those new goggles, $3,499, this is all you got to do. Okay, open up the calculator, put in $3,500 minus your car loan balance and hit equal. You see that large negative number? That's how much money you have to buy some Apple goggles, Apple Vision Pros. That's how much money you have. Now listen, this is the glitch in the debt matrix. You're probably looking at that large negative number saying, I can't buy anything with that. I know that. People like me know that. You don't know that because you're a debt slave living on the negative side. Congratulations, Apple. Congratulations to you guys all. Congratulations. I wish I could be at that table. I wonder how those prices are negotiated between the bank and Apple. Like, okay, what can we get? All right. Apple's probably saying, this is just my opinion. I'm just making this up, okay? Apple's probably saying, we make these goggles for like $100, right? Each, right? Well, yeah. So, how far can we go? How high can we go? I guess $34.99 is the top. When you come to the positive side, you see real profit margin. Okay, when you're listen, if you are in business, if you are in business and you don't know capitalism is psychological and you're talking about profit margin, there's a profit margin that you can't see because you're on the wrong side. Now, I know it looks like that on the calculator, and it's it's psychological. But anyway, there's a different profit margin that you cannot see when you're on the negative side, okay? But when you're on the positive side, you can see it. Now, when I predict Apple doing stuff, this is not really a difficult thing to do. They got money. They got millions of dedicated followers, financing everything. Listen, you guys have to finance all their stuff. As expensive as debt slaves are, expensive as Apple stuff is, there is no way you guys are paying for that stuff in cash. That's why I looked at this, the Google ad, the Google Pro ad thing. I looked at it and it had the price of the goggles and a way you can finance them, how much it'd be per month. You know why they do that? Because that's what you guys will be doing. You guys already finance phones. Do you guys understand that? If you just financed the brand new iPhone and now you're talking about getting the goggles, of course you're going to finance them. You finance the phone, of course. All you got to do is this. You look at your phone and be like, damn, am I making payments on my phone? Yeah. That's why you're making car payments too. You're like, okay. Then you start connecting the dots. That's why I'm making payments on this. That's why I'm making payments on that. Yes, that's why. You're on the negative side. I'm going to tell you, okay? You don't have to trust it or not. It's totally up to you. I don't really care. It doesn't matter. You benefit. You either come here and participate in our system, that is here in the United States of America, or you just stay over there and participate. It's totally up to you. But I promise you, there's plenty more room over here. You create a particular financial pattern that all the businesses and banks can see. They'll be like, oh, okay, this guy obviously knows. Look what he's doing. All right, we already know. All right, cool. Whatever. It's really not a big deal. I have to participate. If I live here, I have to participate. Like here's an example. And this is just my opinion. Like when I hear like Dave Ramsey, right? When I hear Dave Ramsey talks about paying a lot of taxes, right? When I hear him talk about tax, and then he puts a little emotion in it, like, oh yeah, who? He goes, yeah, I pay a lot of taxes. It's like, okay. I say to myself, why are you acting like that, Dave? Are you doing that for your audience? Because you got to understand, Dave's debt-free personally and his business. You guys don't really understand how rare that is. Okay, that's very rare because the banks own people personally and business. The banks don't own Dave Ramsey either way. Do you guys understand that? But when you have that much money, you know what to do to offset taxes. Because when you have money, you can do that. You just can't do it. When you're in debt, you can't do that because you have no money to do that. Because in order to offset taxes takes money. And if you don't have the money to do it, you can't. Now, I know you think like when you're a debt slave, you think when you're on the negative side, let me get a drink of water, just a second. Now you're probably saying to yourself, well, LJ, my tax person said if I put $5,000 into my 401k, excuse me, I could also take $5,000 off of my taxes, therefore would be reducing me in my tax bracket of taxable income. You know what I would say? Well, I would say, well, that's right. Yeah, that is true. Okay. That is true. If you did take $5,000 and you put in your 401k and that is true. But here's the dilemma. Okay. If you open up the calculator, put in 5,000 minus your mortgage balance and hit equal, you see that large negative number? How do you get 5,000? This is what you got to tell me. How do you get $5,000 out of 5,000 positive dollars out of such a large negative number? You can't. So what they're telling you is this: only people that have $5,000 to put into a 401k to reduce their tax bracket can do that. People with mortgages and car loans and student loan debt, they can't do that. Do you understand? Now you're probably saying to yourself, well, Linnell, I've been paying on my house for 15 years and I bought my house at $200,000 and now it's worth $1 million. Look how much equity I got. The reason why you believe that is because you believe you actually bought the house with a mortgage back in 2005 or whatever you said. But what you don't know is this: you can't buy a house with a mortgage, so you don't own nothing. So any equity you see belongs to the bank. If you have a mortgage, your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal. So you see that large negative number? That is your equity. And the reason why that's your equity, because you don't know it only takes 1 day to buy a house. It doesn't take 30 years. Now the new debt slaves, listen, now the new debt slaves thinks it takes 40 years. Apple's all over this shit. Do you guys understand? The brand new work environment is work from home. Do you guys understand that? They will be having those goggles on at home every single day, not leaving anywhere. You can have a big screen TV, 3D. Who knows what Apple's doing? They own that world. It's unlimited. But what you guys don't understand is this: people like me and other SMD family members, I'm going into the Apple world too. You better believe that, because there has to be capitalism. It has to be. They're going to come up. Listen, I'm going to tell you how it's going to go. They're going to come up with something how you guys can finance property or anything to finance something. It doesn't matter what it is. I don't give a shit. I don't care. But I'm going to go and buy it. And I'm renting it to you. And then when all that money comes out, it has to, listen, this is what you cannot forget, debt slaves. I don't care how many virtual worlds there are. Any money that's made in there has to come out to the real world. Do you guys understand that? The real world. It has to come out this way. It doesn't go that way. It goes this way. Do you understand? That's how it works. That's why they're trying to hurry up and get rid of paper money. It's in the way. That's totally in the way now. That'll confuse things. But always remember, whatever the United States digital currency will be, that's going to be it. That's going to be the number one. Whatever Apple currency is and Samsung currency and all this, that's going to be like cryptocurrency. Okay, it's going to be like this. But this is going to be the one you can go to prison over if you try to do something or copy it or something or steal it or so. I don't know, whatever. This is that. That's that one. Just like the paper money. Think about it this way. I want you guys to understand this. Those of you that have been hiding paper money, trying to avoid taxes, and so you don't have to do something or whatever, all of that paper money is about to be invalid. What are you guys going to do? What are you going to do? The clock is ticking. You guys are you guys that are hiding paper money that the banks don't know about, or IRS or something? It's going to be invalid pretty quickly. I don't know what you guys are going to do. Spend it? You guys going to have to answer to it. Where you get all this money from? And they've been changing it so many times. They've been changing the look and the feel, and then you pop out with some old ass. They're going to be like, "Where'd you get this? Where did this come from?" This hasn't been in circulation for like 10 years. Where'd you guys get this? You guys have how much of it? They're gonna be like, "How much do you guys have of this?" You guys gonna have to give them a number, and you're not gonna be able to. That's the purpose. That's the purpose of getting rid of paper money. It's in the way because you guys listen, debt slaves. Okay, you guys don't know this, but currency in any form is an illusion to you guys. Okay, it's already an illusion, but you guys don't know that yet because you guys can still touch physical paper money and stuff like that. So you guys still think it's physical, but when that's gone, oh. That's almost like when they this is what it feels like to me. Okay, this is what it feels like to get rid of paper money and go full digital. When they went from physical slavery to psychological slavery, because like physical slavery, when you look back in history books, it was a particular group of people. It was either blacks or Jewish people or something. It's always some kind, and it doesn't really matter in what country, right? Clearly, physical slavery was the way economies ran back then, right? But then it came to an end. So they said, because you guys don't understand, economies don't work without human beings. Okay, it doesn't work without people. Okay, you guys got to say, if we disappeared, there is no economy. All right, you guys got to understand it. But you don't know that until you get to the positive side. So they said, we're going to switch this from physical to psychological to where it's unlimited. It doesn't matter what color you are. If you're making car payments, it don't matter what color you are. If you have a mortgage, it doesn't matter what color you are. The person has the white person has the black person has, it doesn't matter. If you have a mortgage, you're just a debt slave. That's it. This is the same way from going from physical to psychological. That like expanded to everybody. It didn't matter. Now, when they get rid of the paper money, all you people, all you thieves and robbers based on stealing people's paper money, and that all comes to an end. That's all over. That's it. So that eliminates that. Not saying that there's not going to be a new kind of crime, but I'm just saying that kind of crime, that age of crime is going to be over. Crime's going to always be here. It's just going to change in form, right? It's just people that just don't know. But that's why, like, for example, like tips, you guys got to understand, like when you go and give tips, you ever notice that they're all digital now? Because physical tips you couldn't really keep track of that. Now it's all trackable. Now all tips are taxable now. Now that you guys got to understand, that's a problem that's solved from tips going from being money to digital. So now they got to make the whole thing digital. To me, it doesn't matter. I don't really care. It doesn't matter what form the currency of the United States is going to choose. If I don't like it, I got to leave. That's it. I don't have any choice. And you guys got to understand this. You guys don't, this is, capitalism works the best here in the entire world. The entire world knows capitalism works best in the United States. That is clear. So if you were born here, I thank God, man. I was born in a place where capitalism works the best in the whole entire world. And then I got to learn what it really is and everything from the best. So every single other country is nothing. That's nothing because it works best here. Everybody knows that. That's why they always say, hey, everybody wants to come here and get rich. You can come here and get rich. You know why? Because we got the best. We got the best debt slaves. We got millions of them that don't know they're debt slaves. None of them. They don't even know. None of them. Just walking around in cars and driving shit and buying financing houses and thinking they own an equity and all this. None of what they're saying is mathematically true. None of it. Listen, if you're new to the channel, listen, my credit report proves that I own myself. I own the business of myself in the United States of America. You know why? Because I have no businesses that are listed that own me on my credit report. It says no owners listed on my credit report. I have credit reports are nothing more than owner ledgers. They just show how many they show how many owners that own you. That's it. It doesn't. And credit scores are nothing more but reward points for staying in debt with the owners listed on your credit report. That's what it means. If you believe you can buy a house with a mortgage, if you believe you can buy a house with a mortgage and you believe it takes 30 years to do it, you're a debt slave because it only takes one day. It doesn't take 30 years to buy a house. You're like a lot of debt slaves. You guys do this a lot. You guys say, "Hey, nobody can tell the future." Nobody. That is true. No, a person cannot tell the future. You're right, but math can. If you sign up for a mortgage, you just promised 30 years of your future payments to the bank. That's a prediction. That's a mathematical fact, really. But that's a mathematical fact that goes into the future. You guys know that? Do you guys know that? That says, yeah, you're promising money, listen, that you haven't even made yet. You can't, 30 years? Are you going to be at when you sign up for the mortgage, did you think, hey, I'm going to be at the same job for 30 years, making the same money and married to the same person, and I'm going to be doing this 30? Did you think about that? No, probably didn't. But when you come to the positive side, that's okay. Because say like I was a realtor that had this knowledge that I'm trying to share with you. You're probably saying, well, LJ, if I tell everybody that they can't buy a house with a mortgage, I'm never going to sell any houses. You're right. You're never going to sell anything. Debt slaves have no money to buy nothing. I'm not telling you to say that to them. I'm just saying you don't do it. I don't care what you tell. When you sell house, I was a realtor and I was selling houses. And they asked me if I had a mortgage, I would say, yes, I have a mortgage. They'd be like, oh, do you have a mortgage? I say, yep, I sure do. Yeah. Because if you say no and you're trying to get them a mortgage, they're going to be like, you don't have a mortgage? Why are you trying to get us one? They're going to be starting to try to wake up like, wait a minute, why don't you have a mortgage? You can't say that because you won't make any money. You have to sell houses. If you're a realtor, you have to sell houses to debt slaves using mortgages. The banks know that. The banks already know debt slaves can't buy. They can't even buy a phone. They're financing phones. You think they're going to buy a house? No. On the news, they're talking about, hey, BlackRock is buying up everything. What do you care? What does it matter? They don't even have money to buy anything. BlackRock has money. They can buy anything they want. You think BlackRock is going to stop buying up houses because debt slaves are screaming and crying? No, of course. Are you going to listen to debt slaves? People with no money? No. listen, if I have billions of dollars, billions, and you're screaming and crying and you're making car payments, I'm not listening to you. Do you understand that? If I got billions of dollars and I'm buying up homes and you're begging the president for student loan forgiveness, I'm not listening to you. Do you understand that? If you got student loan debt older than your children and you're screaming about what I'm buying up, I don't care what you're saying. I'm not even listening to you. Do you know people in this perspective, they don't even hear you? Do you guys understand that? You're making car payments and stressed out about payments. We're not. You know why we don't listen to you? Because you're putting yourself there. You're there because you don't trust math. That's why you're there. When you go to, when I go to Costco on a Saturday and it's crowded, when I'm inside of there, I say to myself, 99% of people in this Costco are debt slaves. They're all in debt, using credit card to pay for everything. Do you know, put it this way, if Costco suddenly said, hey, we are no longer accepting credit cards, debit card only, do you know Costco would not be as full as they are? Do you guys know that? They wouldn't be as full because debt slaves have no money. Do you guys understand that? They must use credit cards. All big businesses know that. They cannot function if they don't accept credit cards. Debt slaves, you guys have no money. The banks know that. Now that I'm on the positive side, I clearly see how Apple's doing it. They're brilliant, man. They're brilliant. They were always a brilliant company to me, brilliant. But they are. I'm like, why are they so quiet? Why are they leaving their phone the same way for the last 10 years? Why ain't they changing? This is how you guys are not really thinking, because you guys, debt slaves, you guys like nice, shiny, different things all the time, right? But here's Apple leaving their phone the same way for the last 10 years. I was saying to myself, why are they doing that? They're setting themselves up for somebody to swoop in and just take over. I was like, okay, Apple's not that dumb. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't just sit on the same phone looking the same, because whether you guys know it or not, debt slaves, you guys are used to the Apple phone looking a certain way. It looks this shape. These cameras look this way. After a while, this looked the same. I thought, okay, here come Elon. He's going to come in with a cool ass fucking phone, because Elon, he always comes in with cool shit and just take over. I'm like, okay, if I'm saying it, Apple must see it too. So they're not paying attention. Then bam, these goggles come out. I was like, uh-oh. I never, listen, any goggles that came out before Apple's, I didn't even think about buying. I didn't know that's a fad. Nope. But when I said, when Apple comes out with theirs, I'm going to buy it. You know why? Because I got to get in early. All their people are going to follow them into that virtual world. And once they, listen, the way they got you guys tied up into the ecosystem with the phone and everything is flowing like this, once they get your ass inside of that Apple virtual world, you ain't coming out of there. You guys are like, oh man, you can't get this phone away from me. I'm an Apple till I die. Imagine when they get your ass in there. Ooh. I'm getting in early. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to study how, listen, this is what you guys got to understand. Whatever financial system Apple creates in there, it must be based on capitalism, because you guys do not know anything else. Changing it would destroy it. So they must do it. They must do it. Oh, crap. My sister's home now. They must do it. So I'm going to get in there early. I'm getting in there nice and early. Yeah. Okay, what you guys doing? What you guys setting up? You guys are going to be a finance what? What kind of system? Because they're going to need people like me, business owners. Listen, business owners that know and understand how it works out here. They need us in there, because the same thing needs to happen. Positive and negative needs to happen inside there. Hold on. The same thing is going to need to happen in there. They have to be positive. It has to be people that know on the positive side inside there. And then there must be the majority are going to be debt slaves. It's just going to be that way. You guys are going to bring your knowledge, your debt slave knowledge from here into there. They already know that. And so whatever they're going to set up, the money's going to come out of there and then it has to come from in there to out here, because whatever they set up in there, it has to be connected to the IRS and the government and blah, blah, blah. It has to be out here too, or else they can't be there. In order for them to be there, it has to connect to here. That's how it works. They can't just create something and don't tell them. No, that doesn't work like that. That says, hey, what are you guys doing? Of course, when you're this big, they're here on the positive side. They're telling them everything. They don't really have to listen. When you get to a particular level, you're at a point to where the IRS don't really have to come check on you, because it's blatant. Listen, it's blatantly obvious that you're following, because math tells them that. Do you guys understand that? Math tells them that this person is following the rules, because your numbers will match their numbers. So if your numbers match their numbers, why would they come see you? That would be a waste of time. They probably come see you to say, hey, very few people do this. Very few people, like, put it this way. Once they start to see my pattern, they're going to know that I understand. Put it that way. They're going to know I understand, because right out the gate, I remember right out the gate with this knowledge, I started a business back in 2020, right? Now, the first year, this was my first time starting a business, so everything's kind of scrambled. You really don't. You're kind of doing things, and getting money from here and putting it there and spending this, right? But I kind of had an idea what not to do and what to do, right? So once I learned the do's and don'ts, and I got a professional, right? And then I started doing everything right. And then once you streamline it, everything is smooth. It's so easy. Everything is simplified. Okay, what do you need? Everything's here. Boom. You give this to your tax person. What's your stuff? Right here. Boom. Where is everything that you spent on the business? Right here on this card. That's the only account that uses to buy anything for the business. Nothing else comes out of that period. And then you don't pretend that you had a dinner and you charge it to the business and this. You don't do that, because put it this way: when you're on the positive side, if it's for business or it's not. It's not really a hard decision. If I'm buying something, you literally know if it's for your business or it's not. And I never mix them up, right? It's clear. Once you create this pattern, it's known. That's how it is when you come to the positive side. What's up, Raining Woman? What's up, QJC? Now, Apple is, when you're that, like I said, when you're that big, you have to be. It's not even that you have to be. That's the only way to become wealthy, because you have to know how to play. That's the only way to do it. You can't do it any other way. Don't let anybody else tell you. You have to know this in order to become wealthy. And once you know, like Apple clearly does, like I put it this way, I guarantee you Apple has, or working with people that know, like me, with them at a particular. Now, this kind of job wouldn't be listed. You wouldn't list this in a job ad and say, hey, we're looking for a person that knows capitalism is psychological, positive, and negative, right? Because, all right, put it this way. When you understand that, when you understand what I'm telling you, right? And say like they put me in a place that say, hey, LJ, we have 100-team person. No, let's make it small really quick. We have a 50-team person, and one of them is financially stealing from us. Okay? And we cannot figure out who it is. We just cannot figure it out. We want you to figure out who that person is. So I'm gonna give you guys a hint. This is what I would do in that situation, and it's not hard for me. You guys understand that? It's not really difficult. Okay. So the first thing I would do is I would say I need to see every single person's personal credit report. Because you got to remember, people that are financial thieves, they start with themselves. First, they destroy their own financial character. They put a footprint on their financial report that says, I'm a thief. Their credit report is going to reflect that. So the first question I said, I need to see everybody's personal credit report. As soon as I see everybody, I can probably eliminate half the people right there. Bring it down. And then I'll just see the financial pattern and I'll find the person just like that because of the personal credit report. And you got to understand, it's a psychological thing. People that are financial thieves and they steal money and all, they don't know what I'm telling you. They don't know that I can just look at the credit report and see if they're a thief or not. Not saying 100%, but 99.9% will tell me if somebody's accusing you of financial theft, I guarantee your personal credit report is probably going to reflect that. Because if somebody, put it this way, if somebody accused me of financial theft and they say, hey, LJ, we want to see your personal credit report, when they look at it, guess what's going to be on it? Nothing. It's going to show that I owe nobody no money at all. Financial thieves, they always owe somebody money that they're not paying back, or they're thieves. They're stealing money. That means they don't pay back people. And their credit report is going to reflect that. That's why if somebody came up to me, some stranger, hey man, I can make you $1 million if you do this. I said, can I see your personal credit report? They'd be like, why you want to see that? I want to see if it's true what you're telling me. Your personal credit report will tell me it's true. If it's true, the story that you're telling me. Now, as debt slaves, you guys don't know that because you guys are so focused on the credit score, thinking that if somebody has a high credit score, that they're a financial genius because they have a high credit score. No, that doesn't mean anything. Maybe they just got a good relationship with the bank and they pay back the bank's money on time. Maybe that's why they got a high credit score. Who knows? It doesn't matter. They still don't own themselves. You don't take financial advice from a person that doesn't own themselves in the United States of America. Do you understand that? Billions of people don't know what I'm telling you. So I'm just telling you something that is a mathematical fact. Like right now, I got to interview about 3 tax people. I got to find out if they're in personal debt, if they're going to do my business taxes. Do you guys understand that? I don't care what school they went to. I don't care how long they've been a tax professional. I don't care. I got to find out if they're in personal debt. If they're a professional tax person in personal debt, they're not touching my business taxes because they don't know. I'm just telling you right now, if you're a tax professional and you're in personal debt, now you have plenty of business because debt slaves, they don't know. They don't understand. That's why you have business. But if I walk into your office and I find out, if I walk into your office and I find out you have student loans from the college that you have on your college degree still sitting up there on your wall, and it's been 20 years, you're not touching my taxes. You haven't even helped yourself. You're paying. Listen, you went to college for 4 years, but you're paying on your student loans for 20 years. You're not touching my taxes. Do you understand that? That doesn't even make any sense. Why would you do that? What do you know about taxes if you're paying on your college for 20 years and you went to school for 4? Now, if you get insulted by that, who cares? I don't care. I don't care if you get insulted by that. You're the one who went to college for 4 years and paying on it for 20. I don't know why you get mad at me. You should be getting mad at yourself. You're a tax professional and you got student loans older than your grandchildren. Yeah, I've been a tax professional for 20 years, 30 years. 30 years? And you graduated when? You're not touching my taxes at all. No. Now, if you're a tax professional and you've never heard this information and you want to be one of the best in the United States of America, I can help you do that. Do you understand that? You can have the best, listen, you can have one of the best tax firms in the United States of America. Do you understand that? I can help you do that. The younger, the better. And then this is what you'll do. You'll learn from me, And then you won't hire anybody that doesn't understand what I'm teaching you right now. You don't hire anybody. But imagine if you get a team of people that understand what I'm telling you. Do you want to experience true wealth? Do you want to experience it? I can help you do that. Taxes are your friend. Taxes are not evil. Hey, the banks are not evil. You don't have to work with the banks. Oh, the banks do this. Stop working with, don't go to them. Listen, if the banks are doing you so bad, stop using them. Stop using their credit cards. And listen, you don't like your bank's interest rate? Stop using the credit card. Then stop using it. If I'm using their credit card and they're charging me interest rate, there's nothing I can do about that. Just hurry up and pay it off. But it's a difference. It's a difference when you have debt in your business. You guys pay off the debt. Do you guys understand that? Debt slaves pay off the debt. The business pays off the debt. That's different. When you have personal debt, it's you that pay off the debt. That's the difference. So when you ever hear a person talking about money and then you see them bouncing back and forth between business, yeah, my mortgage is this and my business is that, and you got to stop them and say, hey, man, which one are you talking about? You talking about business or personal? If you ever hear them say, oh, man, it's the same, that's when you walk away. Or you say this, or when they say, no, better yet, say this. When they say, oh, man, this doesn't matter, business or personal, you say, according to who? You or the IRS? Because I guarantee you this, the IRS clearly thinks it's different. I promise you that. They do. They think it's different. If you think it's the same, it's only you that thinks that. What's up, Cody? What's going on, sir? Also, I'm getting my, what'd you say here? Let me go back up because you guys been talking all the way. VR, the most basic VR is in 2000. Yep, Apple can charge what they want. What's up, QJC? I like this time slot. It's perfect. Oh, okay, cool. Let me look at this time slot. Okay, I'll see what time I started an hour ago. So, okay, about 7. Okay, because it's 7, 8, 9. 10. Oh, yeah, it's about 10 o'clock towards you guys. 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's almost 11. Yeah, you're right. Hey, you guys, I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting I'm not on the East Coast no more. I keep forgetting that. Apple is killing it, Gabriel. You're right. Apple's killing it, man. Congratulations, Apple. Hey, congratulations to your AfterPay, Apple. Congratulations. Congratulations on keeping it in-house. Congratulations not farming it out like Walmart had to do and Nike and all those guys. Congratulations, Apple. They knew, and listen, Apple knew they had to do it, but they're like, we're keeping all the money ourselves. Nobody's coming in and getting the, because you guys understand. Those AfterPay places that are attached like Walmart and Nike, those are other businesses. So they're taking money away from the product price and this and that. Who knows what negotiated price, whatever that is, right? Who knows, right? Apple said, hey, if we got to do it, you got to remember, Apple has money. You guys need to understand that. Apple has money. They kept that shit in-house. They knew they had, they knew they had to come up with a payment form because you guys have no money. They can't change that. They can't change what you guys got and what you don't got, but they can create, because listen, if they did not have Apple Afterpay, how many people you think gonna be getting those 3,400 goggles? And there's accessories that go with it. I just saw an ad, and then you can get this and the stand with it. This is $199. That you're talking almost like $4,500. You guys, listen, this is what you guys do, debt slaves, okay? You guys don't really even get this. Is Congratulations on Apple Pay. Congratulations on Apple Pay. Congratulations on Apple Credit Card. Congratulations, Apple, because this is what you guys are going to do, okay? You guys are going to take the $3,500 goggles. You guys are going to get accessories. So let's just wrap it up to an even $4,000, okay? Let's be modest. Let's just say $4,000, okay? $4,000 even. It's going to be $4,000 plus tax. Do you guys understand me? $4,000 plus tax. Remember, you guys ain't got no money. 4,000 plus tax. So let's say like 4,500 out the door with all your stuff. 4,500. You guys finance. You guys finance not only the $4,000. You guys finance the $500 in taxes too. So what the Apple does is take the $500 in taxes, pay the IRS. Here, IRS, here your money, and then they take the $500 that you pay and wrap it up with the 4,500 and charge that ridiculous AfterPay interest rate. Oh my God! Do you guys don't even understand that kind of money? Do you guys understand? You guys are financing taxes. So not only is Apple you guys getting to finance Apple's product for who knows how much they pay for each pair of goggles. Who knows what that is? Who knows? Who knows, right? You guys are financing an additional $500 on top of that. Oh my goodness. When you're making that much profit, right? When you're making that much profit, you would be a complete idiot to start cheating on your taxes. You would be complete when you're making like 2,000, 5,000% profit, and then you're gonna cheat on your taxes. That doesn't even make any sense. Because you know how much money they're gonna make financing the taxes. Oh, between the Apple credit card, Apple Afterpay, right? Those are the only two things they got, right? Apple Afterpay and Apple credit card. And then once they get you guys into that virtual world, oh, they're gonna come up with some. They can come up with their own Apple Money or something, Apple Virtual something that only can be used in that can only be used in the Apple world. You can't use it anywhere else. Once you spend your money, it's going to be like those tokens that you used to get at the arcade. Like you would go to the arcade, but the arcade would only take these particular tokens. So when you put your money in, they give you these worthless tokens. That's okay, because once that money is in there, you got these worthless tokens that you can only spend there. Apple's going to do something like that. Of course. I mean, why not? That would be dumb to use otherwise. And then once you guys start financing some land up in there, some virtual land or some virtual objects, and you start making payments on there, and then you trapped. But instead of the process of here out in the real world, when you guys sign up a house you can't afford, they got to go through this whole lawyer and court process. All they got to do is push a button. They just set a timer. You finance a piece of land, you got to pay X amount of dollars every month or whatever they deem, whatever, right? And then they just set a clock. And they say, hey, if you miss a payment or you miss a payment or two, we just take it. And they just delete you out of it. They can just delete you. They don't need it. Oh, I got to get in on that. Can you imagine? Listen. You guys don't even get it because you guys are on the negative side. Apple says, hey, you can come in and buy a house, which is going to be real money. You can buy a house inside the Apple world and you can rent it out to people. And all they have to do is set a digital agreement or whatever they're going to set up. And you guys got to pay me a certain amount. And if you miss your payment, you're automatically deleted out. I don't have to go through a court process to kick you out and say, hey, police, come get all your stuff. No, they automatically kicks you out. And guess what? I get to keep everything that you purchased in it. You better believe that's going to be in my contract. When I get I'm going to get one of the baddest house on one of the most valuable properties. At least that's what you guys are going to think. And I'm going to rent it out. And in my digital contract, because everything in that house, Apple's going to make you pay for, obviously. But once it comes in there, it stays. And when you guys miss your payments, I get to keep everything. Everything is automatically transferred to me. Oh, my God. I can't wait. I got to hurry up and understand that world. I already knew Apple was gonna be the king of that. I really did. I really did. Hey, LJ and Destiny family. This is also LJ. I'm getting my license West Virginia Secretary of State for tax business and personal. I called for tax business and personal. I called the one tax place. Okay. I haven't figured out how to put their person. How to ask them that? Yeah, that's a pretty. I'm going to be finding out recently, so I'll let you know how my experience of that is going to go, because I got to do that. So, and I got to ask these particular questions. So I'm going to know that. The one tax place was like an H&R Block. No, what you're looking for is not going to be H&R Block, or you got to remember, those kind of places are for masses of people that just want to hurry and get some money fast, and they don't care what deductions. They just want to just a quick whatever, right? And those kind of places they just capitalize on what is really free. It's that kind of tax being done, that you could do that free online, but people just don't want to do it. So people like that they just cater to the masses that don't want to do it when they just do it for free. What's up, Jesus? Soon people will finance their New Orleans. Sure will. You better believe that. They have to finance everything, Jesus. They don't have the money for nothing. That's good. Just tuning in with the family. Those knowledge with that. Yep. So I just want to say congratulations to Apple, really. Because you guys got to understand, this place don't have, you think, they always, all you got to do is listen to the news, okay? Listen to the news. When they always say, and they do this to scare you guys. Those are called fears. False evidence appearing real psychologically, okay? They do this for fears. Hey, there's barely people have $500 in the savings account and all this other stuff. But then when Apple goggles go on sale, they sell out. You got to be like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. They was just saying on the news that there's barely X amount of people that have $500 in their savings account, but then when Apple puts their $3,500 goggles on sale, they sell out. They're on pre-order. Something you got to say to yourself, wait a minute, something doesn't make sense. Yeah, because they're financing it. That's why they're doing it. That's why they're selling out. You think they're paying for those? The bank is paying for those. Listen, debt slaves, listen, this is for the people on the positive side, so you can understand how to capitalize on them. They're not paying $3,500 for some goggles. They're paying whatever their interest rate is on their credit card. Do you understand that? The price of the goggles is irrelevant. They don't have the money in the first place. It wouldn't even matter if the goggles were $1,000. Okay, it doesn't matter. They don't have the money. So when it's 35, it really doesn't matter. So they just make up a price. Them and the banks agree to it. Say, hey, the bank says, okay, we'll finance up to $3,500 for these goggles. That's it. We ain't doing no more. That's it. And then Apple has to say yes. The Apple doesn't have a choice. They have to say yes, because if they say no, they don't sell no goggles. You understand? They don't sell any goggles. So they have to do that. So they have to agree to it. No finance, no money. So that's why they're preparing this. Who knows why? Like when you see when you hear about like the launch dates and stuff like that, oh, we're coming out in February. Maybe that's where everything will be financed and connected with the banks and everybody that's going to be, because you got to understand that's a big setup. Apple AfterPay has to be ready. Do you guys understand that? Their credit card system, and you guys got to remember it's not really their credit card system. There's Visa and MasterCard, okay, period, right? Visa and MasterCard, period, right? Now, Apple put their name on it, but they're almost like a card issuer for Visa or MasterCard. That's how it works. It's not Apple's Visa or Apple's MasterCard. It's not Apple's. It's Apple's name is just on it. You guys think that, right? So you guys understand that it works. It's like this. Whenever this particular credit card is used, Apple has so much money, they probably has such an immaculate system that it just streamlines. It's almost like this. You know, when you go use your credit card at a regular store, right? And then you go use your credit card at Costco. There's a clear difference of a system design there. You guys notice that? You put it in like that. I've never seen a credit card system faster than Costco's yet. Costco's is fast. That is so quick. Now, everybody's can be like that if you put the money into it. Hence Chick-fil-A. We're in the middle of 2020. Listen, this is what people with money, so you guys can pay attention. Middle of 2020. You see how Chick-fil-A handled that? Who did it better than Chick-fil-A? Nobody. Nobody did it better than Chick-fil-A. They said we're spending whatever money it costs to make sure we stay on top, and that's exactly what they did. That's the mindset that you have when you come to the positive side. That's what I teach you. Your perspective of the financial world changes forever. That's forever. It never goes back, ever. You wouldn't want it to go back. You can't go back anyway. I can't go back. I'm the type of person who's like, hey, I want to be an Apple competitor. I can help you do that. You want to compete with Apple? I can help you do that. Maybe you want to compare with Google. I can help you do that. All you have to do is have the will and the drive to do it. You just need a direction, and I can just tell you exactly how to. This is the way you do it. It's going to take. You're going to have financial knowledge, and I can help you do that. Here, let me show you something. Here, you're going to excuse me. Let me not say financial because I want you guys thinking I'm a financial guy. You need to have that. You need to have mathematical knowledge, and that's what I teach you. I teach you how to use math on your finances. That's what I do. I'm not a financial person. Let's make sure that's clear. I'm not a financial person. I'm a person that helps you use math on your finances. That's what I do. Okay. I help you own the business of yourself in the United States of America. That's what I do. Once you own yourself and you understand what I mean by having, you will thank me for the rest of your life. And I'm not even bragging. That's just what it's going to be. I always make everybody, I say, hey, you got to promise me $1 million. You got to promise me $1 million. When you make your first 20 million, just give me my million then when you make 20. Now, the average person that hears me say that, they're going to be like, well, I guess I'm never going to be paying him $1 million because I'm never going to make 20 million. I guess you're not. Here's Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Warren Buffett. They're making billions. And I just said 20 million. Then there's going to be the people that's going to believe, and they're going to say, you know what? I am going to make 20 million, and I'm going to give Lynell $1 million. Not only are they going to give it to me, they're going to give it to me the correct way to go through the proper channels on how to give me $1 million properly. Because there's a proper way, and then there's an improper way. Always. What's up, Jimmy? Any questions, anybody? Greetings, LJS family. Had a minute, tune in. Apologies on a different subject. I have been hearing commercials for a company that will give you a credit card, a HELOC. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. That allows you to spend the bank's equity in your financed house. Isn't it brilliant? Congratulations, bank. Man, you can't even listen. When you're in it, you can't even see it. It's like this. This is what's so brilliant about it. This is what they'll do. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys the view from the positive side. Okay, the banks own 99% of the homes that you see. Okay, so if somebody's in financial trouble, they already know who's in financial trouble because they own the home that they're in. They're going to have trouble paying the mortgage. They already know. So then they'll reach out and say, hey, check this out. You have equity in your house. You can refinance your house and do what? catch up on your payments. So what they'll do is say, like, the person's in the house for 10 years, they'll refinance it, start the clock back over to zero. They'll start the 30-year mortgage back over to zero, making it now 40 years. And then they'll take the money because their financial situation doesn't change. Just because they refinance the house, their financial situation doesn't change. They got them in trouble. That doesn't change. So now they'll refinance the house and have this HELOC or whatever they say it's called, and then they'll use that money from the HELOC to make the mortgage payments. And then they'll say, why don't you refinance the house? And then not only refinance the house, why don't you just pay off the cars? Because they already know you're in financial trouble. You're already having trouble making the car payments. You're already having trouble making your mortgage payment. Then you refinance the house and you pay off the car and you start making payments with the HELOC. Thank you. Everybody, listen, everybody's happy. You're happy. You think you own a car free and clear? It looks like that because you got the title. You're caught up on your mortgage payments. It looks like that because you're using it because you refinance the house. You feel relieved. Oh, you're like, oh my God, everything's okay now. Woo, because I refinanced my house, man. You're thinking, oh man, thank goodness I got a house. Man, that I could. All you did was get that depreciating car off their books. That's all you did. Wrapped up into a thing that they can just kick your ass right out of. The house, the car would be a problem. The house is not a problem. They could just kick you out. Because debt slaves, when you guys get behind on car payments, you like to hide the car and move it and do all this stuff. That's a whole bunch. That's a problem. That costs money. They got to pay people to look for it. A house is not going anywhere. So if they can get you to refinance the house and pay off the car, because they already know, listen, just because you refinance the house, pay off the car, your financial situation doesn't change. So eventually, you're going to be back into the same situation because the HELOC money is going to run out because your financial situation is not going to change. And guess what's going to happen? They already know that. They already understand that. And then they're going to kick you out and start the process all over again. You can do the same thing, right? You can buy a house and own it, set up a team. If you don't want to, and you got to remember, this is for the people that have real money. So, because you're not buying the house because you depend on the income. No, you buy. I mean, it counts on how you buy it. Because I'm not against getting a mortgage for if you're debt free personally and you want to get a mortgage for a rental property. Great, that's fine. But once you understand this knowledge, you understand once you get a mortgage for a rental property, you don't there are no profits at all that come to you until this house is paid off. Nothing comes out of this house. I don't care if the mortgage is $2,000, you put the renter in there for $5,000. You're like, oh, that's a profit of $3,000. No, it's not. No, it's not nothing until the mortgage is paid off. That's what that is. It's nothing. It looks like, will the $3,000 help pay off the house faster, pay off the mortgage faster? Yes. Is it $3,000 profit that comes to you? No, absolutely not. It stays there. And it goes and goes. And then once the mortgage is paid off, now there's no mortgage. So the $5,000 comes to you. If you want it to come to you, it's totally up to you. There's $5,000 that come to you, not $3,000. $5,000 that comes to you. Do you understand? That's the difference. First, when you have a mortgage, the $3,000 goes to the bank because they bought the house. So whatever that is, it goes to them. Once it's paid off and once it's done, now $5,000 comes to you forever. That's forever. You're probably thinking, well, if you don't pay your taxes, then, hey, listen, okay, when you hear people say that, oh man, you pay off the house, and if you don't pay the people that own houses are not going to lose them because of taxes. Do you understand? That is not a possibility, because you wouldn't buy a house for $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 and pay it off in cash and then lose it to taxes. It doesn't work that way when you come to the positive side. I need you guys to understand that. Because the next time you hear a person say, well, you never really own your home because of taxes, then you turn to them and say, then why are millions of people financing houses for 30 and 40 years knowing that they're never going to own them because of taxes? Why are they doing that? They're not going to have an answer for you because they don't know what they're saying. Why? Because they believe they can buy a house with a mortgage. That's why they talk like that. They don't know that. That's why when I bring you here to the positive side, you create a business of them not knowing. It's not, listen, it's nobody's fault but their own. It's their fault that they don't trust math. It's their fault. They don't trust math. That's their problem. It doesn't matter. If somebody walked up to you and said, hey, man, I don't believe 1 + 1 = 2. Why don't you convince me of it? Convince me, make me believe that 1 + 1 = 2. What would you say? What would you do? Would you say anything or would you just walk away? Would you just go, I don't know how to respond to that. That's how I feel when people say, hey, I own equity in my mortgaged house. I don't know what to say. Sometimes they think I'm gonna argue with them. I'm not gonna argue with you. That's just like arguing with a person that says, hey, I don't believe 1 + 1 = 2. Convince me. Make me believe it. Make me believe it. I would be like, I'm not making you believe anything. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm not staying here. I'm not even being next to you. I know, listen, I really hope an Apple executive or Apple whoever, they see this video, they would benefit working with a person like me. They would. They would. They would. That's the kind of company that my gift could assist. It could assist them because they're already thinking like those goggles. They're thinking like 10 years ahead doing that. I don't even listen. I don't even have to wear them first. I'm gonna just buy them. I don't care what the reviews say. I'm gonna just get it. You're just looking at the first generation of whatever they're doing. That's all. But you got to get in there and understand the basics of whatever they're doing. When I come in, I'm not going to be looking at it the same way you guys are going to be looking. I'll be looking at it totally different. I'm like, okay, what kind of base are they creating here? What are they doing? What's the background? What's the theme? Because they're going to get you guys used to it like they got you guys used to the phone. You guys are used to these phones, right? You guys are used to the way they look and feel and this and that. You know, every time they come out with a new song, it's a new bezel and it's the new cameras. It looks the same to me. They come out with it comes in this color and that color. I'm like, everybody has a cover. Who cares what color it is? It doesn't matter. Do you guys know that? It doesn't even matter what color the phone is because it's so damn slippery. You're going to get a cover. People are like, ooh, I want to get the rose gold. Why? Is your cover going to be rose gold? Then who cares what the color of the phone is? And you guys finance that shit and never see the color ever. You guys might one day pull off the cover to clean it. You're like, oh shit, I forgot it was this color. I know you did. But when you come to the positive side, you become the maker of the colored backs that go part of Apple's phones and make them color. Because it doesn't matter. Hey, listen. If I'm making covers and Apple's are paying me and say, hey, Apple says you make it this color, that color, and we'll pay you all this money. I'm like, hey, I'll make it whatever color you want, whatever the debt slaves want. If you're financing the phone and you want it to be red, I'm going to make it red. Do you guys understand that? It's going to be red. Because if I don't make it red, guess what you're going to do? You're going to go to somebody else that will make it red, even though it doesn't matter. When you come to the positive side, that's what you do. You want to be a competitor to Apple. You want to be a competitor to Starbucks. You got to think big. Hey, maybe you want to compete against Tesla. Who cares? It doesn't matter who it is. Companies like that expect it. Do you guys understand that? Just because Apple is big as they are, I guarantee you, they don't think like, hey, nobody can topple us. Nobody can knock us down. I guarantee you, they never think like that, ever. That'll be your first downfall. You ever think like that? You think MySpace used to think like that? You think MySpace used to be huge. Now you said nobody, what's that? I never heard of that. I know. They're like Sears is closing down. They were here for 100 years. How many companies you know make it 100 years? Not many. Not many. When you see, listen, when you see companies like that, you better believe they have people like me in there somewhere. To last 100 years, you have to understand how it works to last 100 years. You have to. All of the pieces. When you understand this knowledge, what I'm teaching you, you understand when you create a business, it has to be everything: production, customer service, your product. Do you back it up? Do you cheat your customers? Do you make them feel like crap? Every single piece counts. Every piece counts. I don't care how big you get. You start tripping on your customers and start treating them like crap. Oh no, you're gonna quickly realize that without your customers, you're nobody. Apple clearly knows that. Apple clearly knows that. Their product, that's why they can charge what they want for their stuff, because they do that. That's their product. I grew up on PCs all my life, computer industry, all Windows, got me a Mac. It was a tough learning curve at first. Once I know it, I'm not going back to a PC. Hell no. No, that's way too many problems. Way too many problems. You got to update your virus software every month, and people are always trying to hack it and getting in and doing it. You don't have those kind of problems in a Mac. You just don't. Those problems are not there. I'm not saying that viruses don't reach there. I'm just saying it rarely happens. Rarely. It's just problem free. I just don't have their phone because I don't want them controlling me. I don't like that. I don't like how much control they have over their phone. I don't like that. No, at least Android gets me a little more freedom, but I don't like that. Now Apple's got a good, their stuff is smooth and it works, but I don't like that. People are like, oh, your bubble's not blue. Are you tripping? I don't care what color my text message is. Did you get it? Did you get my text message? Yeah. I don't care what color it is. Did you read it? But congratulations. Listen, congratulations to Apple and Android, because people with finance phones, they argue over a blue and green bubble. Let me tell you something. If your phone is financed, you should not be arguing over blue and green bubbles. You got bigger problems than that. You're financing the phone that you're. Do you know what Apple's going to do to you guys inside of their virtual world? They're going to own you for life. Do you guys get that? I could only. You know how terrified you guys are to leave the Apple world right now, like the Apple environment. A lot of you guys you're like, well, what happens to my iTunes? What happened to my this and that? What happens with I know, that's why they got you all wrapped up in there. So you guys will be terrified to leave. Imagine when they get you entirely into the Apple world. Do you guys understand that? I'm going to be in each and every one. Tesla's going to create their own. You better believe Tesla's creating their own. Believe that. You better believe Tesla's not letting Apple be out there alone. They're not doing that. Tesla world's going to be coming. Samsung world. Samsung's better be getting out there. Who else is going to be creating the world? Facebook is already doing it, but I don't know how they're going to mess with Apple. I don't really know. I don't know. Because I knew Facebook was doing it. I wasn't really paying attention. Apple, I'm paying attention. Okay. Because virtual worlds are coming, period. Nothing's stopping that. Okay. You guys are already there. Do you guys understand that? You guys are already connected and in the virtual world. When you guys go into your TikToks and when you guys go into your Instagram, you guys are in there. But you guys are looking through a phone. Now it's about to be wrapped around your head, into your ears. You guys are going to be making calls in there. You guys are never going to come out. Your phone is going to irritate you because you have to take off your mask, take off your goggles to look at your phone. You're going to get tired of it. You're going to be like, how can I tie my phone into my, you better believe that's going to be capable. You better believe Apple's already tied that in there, ties your phone to those goggles. Believe that. Because they don't want you leaving. So if your phone rings, it's going to connect to your goggles. You're going to listen. You're going to be able to answer your phone through your goggles. That's how it's going to work. So that way you can take them out in public. You can be in your car and be on your goggles. You better believe that. They got you tied in there. And then once you get in that world, oh man, you guys are going to be walking by cars. You guys are going to be walking by apartments, and everybody's going to have freaking Apple goggles on. You can be, everybody's working from home now. Okay. Once they get off work, they're going to listen. If Apple's smart, they're going to tie their goggles into working world or something to where you guys can switch between work and personal and all this. They're going to tie that in there. You guys are never going to leave it. And since you're working from home, you're already home. You're never going to leave. And then you're going to order your food. Then you can order it inside hey, do me DoorDash inside of the thing. And you guys are going to, oh my goodness. Congratulations, Apple. Congratulations. LJ should straight up CC, no refinance necessary. The ads talk about refinancing high interest credit card debt. Oof. That's what it is. They're debt slaves. You said if you debt slaves want red, I'll give you red. That guy with the spaceship owns Sears online accounts now. Wow. Mm. Let me tell you something. Let me say something to all the billionaires out there right now. Okay, I need to tell you guys something. The only reason why you guys are ahead of me right now is because it was probably in your family already, probably generationally. The main thing, because I didn't know until age 40. That's when I started waking up. That's the only reason why I'm not with you guys right now. That's the only reason. That is the absolutely only reason why I'm not talking to Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, the Arab guy in another country. The only reason why they don't know me is because I just now woke up. I just now got it. Do you guys know how hard it was to get out of the debt matrix? That was no joke. That is no, first you got to know that you're in it. First, you got to know something's wrong. Wait a minute, something's not going. First, you got to wake up, and then once you're in it, and you got like, how do I get out of it? Because you don't know what it is yet. Okay, you know you're in. Listen, when I woke up, I knew I was in something. I didn't know what I was in. First, I got to know that. I don't know what I mean. I knew something was wrong, but I was in it. Then I found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey said, "Hey, use the calculator, my baby steps, and get out." And that's what I did. Once I got out, I'm like, okay, I'm starting to see more. Wait a minute. You mean stuff is not really that expensive? It just seems like that because I was in debt? Yep, that's what it seems like. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Of course, everything is expensive when you're financing everything, including taxes. Of course, everything is expensive. Of course. If you're financing a phone plus the taxes, of course it's expensive. Of course. You think, hey, listen, do you guys think it really costs $3,500 to make those goggles? Listen, and don't forget, they make millions of them. You think they each cost $3,500 plus that? Of course not. But that doesn't matter because you guys are going to finance it. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter. I'm not a billionaire right now because I just now started. That's the only reason. First, you gotta Understand you're in the debt matrix, and then you got to make a plan to break out of the debt matrix. You can't have any help because nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about because they're all debt slaves, but you don't know that they're debt slaves. And then when you get out, you keep pushing. And then once you get out of debt, then you got to break the 40-hour work week program. You guys don't understand that the 40-hour work week is a program. And you guys, the youngsters, you guys don't even know what that is because the 40-hour work week is a thing of the past. You guys are working 40, 60, 80 crazy hours. You guys, a 40-hour work week would be lovely to you. Do you guys understand that? That's like 2020, pre-2020. Now that we're past 2020, those don't exist anymore. You guys are 60 and up. You guys are 60 and up. I had to break the 40-hour. You know how hard it was to break the 40-hour work week, job, lunchtime, your breaks, your start here, traffic every fucking day. You think there is no way out of that? I was keeping myself in there. The very thing that I was in the traffic was keeping me. The car I was making car payments on. That's why I was in the traffic, because I was making car payments. Once you listen, this is what I want you to do. The next time you get stuck in non-moving traffic, I want you to get out of your car, and then I want you to ask each and every person, are you making car payments? Are you making car payments? Are you making car payments? They're all going to say yes. That's why you guys are there, because you guys are making car payments on depreciating objects with interest. That's why you guys are there. Do you think your pay raise is going to outrise your interest rate? Of course not. You're not even close to that. Never. That will never happen. That's why you're in the traffic. You think if somebody would have told me that back then, I probably wouldn't have known what they're talking about, but I do know now. That's why you don't have to be in traffic. You don't have to be there. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter if somebody's next to you in an electric car and they don't have to put their hands on the steering wheel and they can go to sleep. It doesn't matter. They're still in traffic. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Just because they don't need their hands on the steering wheel in traffic, do you know you can do that too? You don't have to have your hands on the steering wheel in traffic. You're sitting there. You're just like the electric car. It doesn't matter if you're making payments on a gas car or an electric car. It doesn't matter. You're still sitting there. You think I knew? I remember back in the day, I used to think, man, I used to sit in that traffic. I'm like, what can I do? I used to find back ways and let me go around this traffic. Let me go. Oh, I found a cool way and go through the back way, go through the neighborhood. And then people get irritated because you're coming through there. I get it. I totally get it. People don't want you driving through their neighborhood, but they push you to it with the traffic. You're just trying to get around some stuff. Oh man, I get home faster if I do this and this. No, all I had to do was stop financing shit. And then that took me out of the traffic. Now I don't have to be part of it. Do I get caught up in it? Yeah, but it's not every day for me. It's every now and then. And then even when I get caught in it every now and then, I don't really care. It doesn't bother me. People come in, cut me off. Hey, you got to get somewhere. I don't have to really get anywhere. Hey, you can have it. Give them a big old space and gap and all that, whatever. People drive crazy in traffic. I'd be like, I give everybody their room. Hey, you trying to get somewhere. You must be late for work. I'm not. Somebody cut me off. I'm not riding you. I'm backing all the way up. Somebody cut me off the other day, just jumped in. I just backed all the way up. Hey, I'm going to give you 5 car lanes. You need all the room you want. Maybe somebody will cut in between us and you can bother them, not me. I'm looking at the car. Yeah, you look like you ain't got no insurance either. I ain't dealing with that headache. You guys understand that? People that know how it works, and on the positive side, you can 99% chance you can look at somebody and tell if they ain't got no insurance. You guys understand that? Listen, you people with no insurance, do you know we can see you that you have no insurance? Your car will usually reflect if you ain't got no insurance. You can just look at it. You guys know that? Your car will reflect if you ain't got no insurance. I'm not dealing with any of that. That's why Each insurance, I got uninsured motorists because you guys, there's a lot of you guys out there. If you put it this way, you guys are making payments on phones, T-shirts, jeans, TVs, electronics. That means if you guys are making phones on a T-shirt, that means a lot of you guys driving out there with no insurance. You better believe that. You guys are driving with no insurance, fake insurance cards, whatever. And listen, personally, I don't care, man. I got uninsured motors. I'm just, because I know you guys are out there. I'm not playing any of that. You guys, listen, all you got to do is pay attention to the economy. You guys are making payments on T-shirts. You guys are driving with no insurance. That's a fact. That's a lot of people. I hope Apple gives us their numbers on how many people use Apple AfterPay to buy those goggles. Oh, that would be beautiful. I would sure love to know that. How many people will use Apple AfterPay to buy those goggles? Oh, because you guys are gonna see them on videos on their YouTube channels. Hey, look, I'm the first who got the 10. They're gonna, so you guys will think that they're rich. Oh my God, those guys spent $3,500. That's what you think. They financed them. All you got to do is go to your favorite person that's getting them, right? Because they always like to brag. Oh, I got mine's on pre-order. I ordered 2. I ordered 5. Blah, blah. You ask them, hey, did you use a credit card to buy those? They're going to tell you yes. They ain't going to be ashamed to tell you that. Oh, yeah, my limit is 10,000. You know, I can get whatever. You don't really care about that. All you want to hear them is say, yes, I use the credit card. That's all. Now, if somebody uses Apple Afterpay, I don't know if they're going to tell you that. I don't know. Because I want you guys to clearly understand something, okay? I want you to clearly understand this. Only a debt slave would use Apple Afterpay. See, instead of saying, no, I don't have the money to buy these goggles, you will use Apple's Afterpay. Only debt slaves would ever use that service. I would never do that. I don't want the goggles that bad to where I use Apple Afterpay. I would just say I'm not buying the goggles. But if you say, I want them bad enough, I don't have the money to buy them, I'm going to use Apple Afterpay, you are clearly a debt slave, clearly. Now, if you hear this and you say, I don't care, now I'm going to come to the positive side, okay? I don't care either. Congratulations to Apple. I hope you guys do. I hope millions of you guys use Apple Afterpay. Congratulations. Congratulations. I don't personally, it's nothing personal. It's business. Congratulations to Apple, because listen, millions of you guys are going to use Apple Afterpay. You guys don't have $3,500 for some goggles? Hell no, you guys don't. Not at all. Cash? No. They tell us that all the time on the news. You guys don't have, all you got to do is listen. The majority of Americans don't have $500 in their savings account. So that means they're like $3,000 short to them goggles, and there's tax. Who's telling the truth? I think you guys don't have any money. I'm going with that. So I want to say congratulations to Apple ahead of time. Congratulations. Congratulations on your new virtual world. You guys will be number one for sure, without a doubt. That's without a doubt. Apple will be the model. Well, Elon be coming up with some stuff though, man. You gotta watch out for Elon. Elon don't play that. Elon's coming out to take over. So the only one, I say right now, the only one that would mess with Apple's world, virtual world, is Elon, because Elon doesn't, he's a trendsetter, and this is new. Okay, so nobody's here. Nobody of quality, I guess, right, is here. And that's what Elon's going for. He's going to, not only is he's taking over the physical world, he's going to take over the, he's going to take, Yeah, Apple most definitely is thinking about Tesla for sure, because Tesla has the resources too. And they got satellites too. They got a lot of satellites. Tesla's playing chess, man. They got charging stations all over the world, and they got all the satellites. Hmm. 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 I don't know, man. He might be after that. He might be after that. Hmm. Anyway, sometimes I'll be thinking, whatever. All right, well, we're gonna wrap it up. We just say apologies. I meant the guy from SMB Family. He won't admit it though. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys. Did I put a link up here for you guys to say something? I thought I did, didn't I? Did I put a link up here? Let me put this here. I thought I did. Put that there. If you guys want to say something before I leave, because I'm getting warm too for some odd reason. Any questions? So those of you guys that follow, man, this is what I'm thinking about doing, right? So I'm gonna get me a pair of those Apple goggles. I'm definitely getting in there because that is going to be the start of something for sure, without a doubt. I know Apple ain't playing. They're serious. They're serious. They're seriously in there. That's going to be a game changer. I'm sure they're going to tie that into, because you guys got to remember, debt slaves are going to be working from home. They're going to be tying that shit into like work, something people can access to. Because you got to remember, they're not going to need, with those goggles, you're not going to need computer screens anymore. You guys got to remember that, okay? So, and if people are working from home, you know how much money that is going to save a company if they don't have to provide computer screens to their people at home. All they got to do is just put on some goggles, and everything gets inside that's going to save a lot of money. So pretty much it'll be almost like all they will need is a strong internet connection. That's it. And the goggles. And then they can do everything inside, just everything inside the virtual world, keyboard. They can have it sitting there, and they can just, because they're not going to be looking at a computer screen anymore. They can just do everything right there. That's a game changer, man. That's a big game changer. Oh, I didn't see you there, Brian.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You were talking about that. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Yeah. What's going on, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good, good.
I just came on because I'm just seeing things in a different perspective with this Apple Vision Pros. This is, I don't personally partake. I'm with you with the Apple. Like, I don't like the phone because it's just too much control it has. Not my thing. I'm not big on these kind of stuff. So I just like, all right, people financing it. But when you say something about the work implications, like people who work on programming and stuff on laptops, and they can start using this Vision Pros, I never thought about that part.
Yeah. Yeah. On the biggest screen as you want. And you know how when you're a coder, you like multiple screens to do multiple things, right? You can have all that inside your goggles now. Big as you want. Big as you want.
Yeah, 3D, right? And then you sit down, you can lay in your bed, we work it. It's crazy to think about.
Crazy. Yeah, you can lay down and do it.
That blows my mind. I don't know. It's a little scary. To me, it's a little like dystopian, like that sci-fi type stuff with the goggles and yeah, I don't know. That's just the kind of vibe I'm getting.
Or you can accept that you see where it's going and take advantage of it.
Take advantage of it. Okay.
Right. You start to see it. You like, instead of saying, "Oh my God, that's scary," this and that, you like, wait a minute, that's where it's going. Period. Okay.
Yeah. No matter what.
Let me think of a business around it. Let me think, because you can see it. You got to realize what you're starting to see. You're like, oh, that's stupid. Why are they doing that? It's like, because you can see and they can't.
I see. Yeah. Anticipate that so you can make some money off of debt slaves because they're going to run right into it.
Correct. You can't make money without them. You need them. We need them.
I get that. Yeah. You still you make me laugh when you say debt slave with a straight face. It just makes me dime because you debt slaves want red, I'll give you red. I can't let you with that.
Give you red.
You know, and it's true. It's true. They finance everything. Like back to the real estate thing I was getting into is like if you get rental property, and this is all cash, like the debt. I'm assuming Dave Ramsey way, but not even Dave Ramsey. It's all mathematics. I would only get into it with cash so that all the profits, I don't have to pay no bank. That's how I would do it. Being personally debt free. But doing that, aren't you investing like in the debt slave's income? Like, is they're the ones who pay the rent? So you're kind of like, let's say again.
Say that again now.
So like when you get a rental property, let's say I get a rental property in Indiana, right? Okay. And I get a property there in that location, and there's renters who pay the rent. But those renters, the only reason they can pay rent is because they have a job.
Correct.
So aren't you really just investing in like debt slaves is like form of income? Like if I get a property in Indiana, if I get a property in another state, I'm just really investing in the local like job market. Like I'm starting to see things in a different way. Like the only reason they can pay for the rent is because there's jobs there to give to them to pay the rent.
Correct. And you got to remember, when you have money, you can just go to the people where the jobs are at and buy there because you have the money to buy there. Yes, it's going to be more money, but that doesn't matter because you have the money to buy.
I see. Okay.
See, because when you're not in debt, it doesn't matter. You're like, okay, I want to make some money. Oh, there's a lot of people over there with jobs. They look like they pay the rent on and of course it's going to be more money, but it doesn't matter because you got money. So you go there, buy it in cash, you're instant profit, instant.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you're not sitting there worrying about all this like, oh, it's too expensive because that goes out the window, right?
You don't use that word.
That word. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, financial. Yeah, if it doesn't make financial, yeah, I get that. Yeah, okay, I'm picking up on that stuff. You know, like their plan, I'm dead set on it with the calculator. I can't get past the calculator, and I'm, you know me, I trust math, so I put that in the Discord chat about how sixth grade.
When you get okay, you're coming into it. Okay, you got to remember, 99% of what you see, business or personal, is bank owned. So it doesn't matter what area you want to buy your real estate in. It doesn't matter. It's bank owned anyway. It doesn't matter who's in it. There's something going to be with you with cash. There's always going to be something available to you. It's always going to be a bankruptcy, a divorce, a tax lien, job loss. It's going to be one of 20 possible things that's going to happen to a debt slave. It doesn't matter because it's 99% owned. And all you got to do is listen to this. All you got to do is listen. Are there any big companies that are closing in certain areas? All you got to do is listen for a big company closing and just go there because you know that people are going to not pay the rent because they depend on that one job. So you just come in and clean house.
Oh, okay. That's some big knowledge. You know, I don't hear that from these. I don't listen to these YouTube finance anymore because I can tell they're debt slaves too because they don't show their personal credit report. They're all like, get this debt here. I've told you that before. Get this debt here, and they don't talk about business debt. Like if you get a mortgage, you're saving money. You can invest in the stock market and all that. And I know it's all a bunch of nonsense.
Now you got to remember, they might know what I'm telling you, but they know they can't make any money if they don't. If they tell everybody what I'm telling you, they won't be able to make any money.
It's tough to listen to the Dave Ramsey show because they'll tell them like, oh, they exclude your mortgage from your debt. And every day I listen to the show, I'm like, no, that's debt. You got to pay that off. And then, oh, did you save for retirement? Do you have your emergency fund? Forget your mortgage. You can do that later. And I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense mathematically.
And see, when you 1 second, plug that up. And then once you get out of debt, right? Once you get out of debt, you're always going to have money. So you're not going to use statements like emergency fund. Okay. You're not going to say that because you're going to have millions of dollars in the bank. So you're not going to use words like that anymore. Right. So when so when you hear people use emergency fund, that means they got no money. That's why they're using that word, that statement. That's why they're saying that. When you have money, you don't use statements like that.
Because you're on the positive side of the economy. You're not worried about no emergency fund.
Correct, because you always have money. So you don't have to worry about emergency fund because you always have money.
That makes sense. It's a deep programming because I know I just think about it, I'm like, well, how much cash do you have in the bank for an emergency fund? That's just all programming, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, oh, you should have a year. You should have 6 months. You have this. I'm like, wait, but if you're on the positive side, you'll be killing it. You'll be having money's flowing. You don't got no debt, no mortgage, none of that. You're going to have money.
Say like this. Say like you had no personal debt. you owned a business, no business debt, and you had $6 million in the bank, would you be saying things like that? Oh man, I wonder how much money I got in the bank. Would you say
No,
something like
I wouldn't
that?
even cross my mind. I'd be like, I have 6 months in the bank. Who cares?
You wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah.
That's where you'll be. I don't think I'm not tell everybody I'm not a multimillionaire, but I don't think about money like that. I just don't even think about it because I know it's an illusion to them. So I don't think about it like that. I just think about where I'm going 10 years from now. What am I doing? I just think about other things.
Okay, yeah, because I just started the business and I've just registered it, and I'm trying to get a tax person. I told you, yeah, I'm not going to that H&R Block and all that, but are you still figuring it out how to finagle your way to know?
I gotta look for a new person now. So
okay.
I'm what is today? Friday. So Monday, I'm gonna schedule what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna share it with you guys. I'm gonna schedule with like 3 tax people, okay?
Okay.
And I'm going to do an interview with them because I've been telling you guys to do this, but I haven't had to actually do it, okay? Because I got lucky with my last tax. I interviewed one guy, it worked. He was it. That was it. So that was like a needle in a haystack. Okay. So I'm gonna set up with 3 people, and then I'm gonna go physically see them, or I might talk to them on the phone, but I'm gonna ask them these questions, and then I'm gonna tell you guys the questions that I asked them and how I asked them and how I brought it up, so you guys can be more comfortable in doing that.
Yeah, I don't want to go because what is it? It's like this local tax place. The lady's like, I have this young woman. Again, I don't care about gender. I just want someone who's personally debt free to do this. I don't care about gender. I don't know why it seemed like she cared. She's like, I have this young lady to help you with this. She'll call you back for your business and all that. And I'm like, well, I don't want to go in and be this like weird guy who's like, are you personally debt free? Come in with that weird, you know what I mean? Come in like on that.
Listen, you got to take out weird. This is business.
Okay.
You're like, oh, that's weird. Those are feelings. It's like that's just like me saying, hey, Brian, how do you feel about 1 + 1 = 2? Do you feel weird about that?
No, it has no feeling. It's just 1 + 1 is 2.
No feelings. Exactly. That's how and you got to listen. You got to work your way up. I'm not saying I'm gonna walk in and say, hey, let me see your I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm just telling you guys, I'm gonna do it, but I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. And then I'm gonna share this with you guys. Because me personally, I don't care if they get offended or shocked or whatever.
Yeah, because it's business. This is my money. This is our taxes. This is business, not personal. Correct. That's what you're here for. That's your business. Yeah, I understand.
And if I guarantee there's a man or woman out there who is a professional tax person that knows, but they're hard to find. That's all. They're out there. Believe that.
Okay, I believe it. Yeah, I will keep in touch to make sure I find out what you did there and go up. I just recently did this. Like I had to do an online portal, and I had a lot of documents to do. It wasn't bad. They were asking me like, oh, do you want to? Does the members liable for the debts and all that? I was like, no, but I wasn't. It was an online portal, but I don't have like a lawyer, a business analyst doing that part because the guy told me it was pretty straightforward. But I know I need to get someone for a tax professional, definitely.
Yeah, I'm getting like my whole thing is different now. I had a business in another state, and then I ended that one. Now I'm in a new state. How does that? I'm just giving all that information to a professional. I'm gonna find a professional. I'm gonna say, hey, this is my situation. Fix that shit. I don't know what to do. You do it. Here, I'm gonna pay you to do it. Make sure it's right and sent to the IRS correctly and all this other stuff. Are you personally debt free? Yeah. Then you know what I need done, and then that's it.
Same thing for the personal too. But I got to file personal taxes, do the same thing. Find someone personally debt free so I can even if I'm in debt and I know I'm a conscious debt slave, I still need to go find someone else who's not a debt slave who's doing taxes for me no matter what.
Yes, because I just don't want to. I don't want to deal with any of that. I really don't. I know how I want it done, but I don't want to do it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're like, why do that?
You see how passionate I am with S&D?
Yeah,
there's a tax person that is passionate about, believe it or not, about taxes. They just are.
Well, I believe it.
And so I'm trying to look for that person. That's all.
To save you time is why not get their services? They know what they're doing. Give it to them. Yep.
Correct. They already.
Yeah, that was my main things. I just want to hop on quick. I know you're about to head off, but I will keep in touch on that. I appreciate the live stream. I always appreciate the live streams. I'm glad you do this. Your gift, it's enormous, amazing.
Thank you, sir. And like I said, I'm gonna share it with you guys. I'm gonna share my findings and what I did. So, because I want everybody to know what to do, because so you guys can break that feeling like, oh, they're gonna think I'm weird if I ask, because they will. Some might get offended. It don't matter. Whatever. I'm gonna build you guys' skin up to where you say, I don't really care if you get offended. I don't really care. Do you own debt or not? Yeah. Okay. Goodbye. Because you're never going to see them again. You're never going to come back to their office.
That is true. Yeah, that's true.
How
Yeah.
they feel about you. You're never going to see them again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I will keep in touch with that. I'm gonna get going. I know it's for us. I know you're in the West Coast. It's about midnight, so I'm getting a late bedtime for me. So yeah, you have you have a good night.
Accidentally pulled my mic out.
Oh no, you're good. Technical difficulties. Yeah, I'm heading to bed. It's midnight for me. I'm about to hit the sack, but you have a good night.
All right, man. See you later. Let's see. Testing. Okay, make sure you guys can hear me. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. I know it's midnight where you guys are at. Thank you for staying up late with me. Look out, 6 Cents followers. I'm going to do a video tomorrow. Be looking out for that. I'm gonna upload a video tomorrow. So if you haven't checked out my channel, 6 Cents on YouTube. 6 Cents on YouTube. Check it out. All right, until next time. See you later.